Dave Snyder here. It is 18th day of October 2013, and this is a Typhoon Francisco, I guess. And I just grabbed this from earthspace 102's new video showing this weather footage, and this is just beautiful. I mean, it's kind of fuzzy, a little out of focus, but I just kind of grabbed what I could, and you can see a still sea. See, look at this. See the eye of it right here? Usually you line that eye up with that spot there or that spot right there. One of these two spots, usually if you line up the eye with these two spots, it's usually this one actually. It will fit right in there. And look at this shape right around the outside of it. See that? And just look at the outer edges and all that stuff. Just fit right. Look at this right here. See that? Look at the Schrodinger. It has the exact same curve. All I do is line up the eye. Just line up the eye. And you can see. Look at this little knot. I mean, it is the creator of all typhoons, hurricanes, because the moon has hit the earth before. I'm not saying it's going to hit the earth again, but they do say that, and they say that it's not until the 30th century. But I'm just saying it has, by looking at the lunar images every day for over 3 years now, over the Earth, reversed over the Earth, at 5 times the size they say the moon is. Always, it's consistently 5 times the size they say. Any little crater you find will be about 5 times bigger than you'll find it on the moon. This crater on the moon, Schrodinger, is only 200 miles in diameter, but it's consistently on the Earth at 11 or 1,200 miles, right around, it's roughly 1,100 to 1,200 miles, depending on where you see it and how it aligns in the weather. You got to remember the weather is above the Earth, so it's going to be a little bigger than the print on the Earth, more than likely, but not that much, not 5 times bigger. But there you go. I mean, just look at that little point right there. See that? Look at this. Look at this. Any hurricane, anything, anyone you want to put up there, anyone, any typhoon. I've been doing this with the hurricanes for a while now. I mean, it's I haven't done a whole lot, but everyone I've ever put in there is fit. Absolutely perfect. Hurricane Sandy, Hurricane Andrew, Hurricane, what's the other one? I can't remember the name of that one that was in Central America over here. I did first, the first one I ever did. And when I show you that it impacts right in this area, because you see the shape of this right here. And I showed you that right, for sure, Schrodinger right here. See the shape? Here's the curve, and there's where that cuts down. They don't give you very good images of the moon, people. This is the reason they don't give you very good images of the moon, because they don't want you figuring this out. Because it turns their whole moon story into bullshit, which apparently that's what it is. I mean, the moon is right there in the sky. Go out tonight, you can see it. It's very close to the Earth. If anything ever hit the Earth, Mars-sized planet, whatever they say, it's right there. It is the moon. It didn't create the moon. It was the moon. I mean, I've seen so much more than I show. I mean, I can't show everything and make a video about everything I've ever seen, but I've seen so much. Every day I do this, it's something new. I mean, up here in the Gulf of Alaska, I've seen a radar pattern there the other day that there's just a little round spot right here, just a perfect circle of radar right here, right? Or yeah, right in this area right here. And I know that one crater of Imbrium that's right around Imbrium with that little nipple on the top goes right there. I mean, I know that it goes there because I've seen it in the weather before, and I've lined it there. And then that day when that radar was right there, it just confirms it. It confirms it. There's ways to confirm it. The weather is totally confirming. A lot of times. Turn the weather on and it will just fit. This one right here doesn't show much, but it did fit the other day. You can see the curve of Schrodinger. It will. I'll just leave it here. It'll fit. It will fit because it goes there. I mean, you can see. Look. I mean, you can see something happens there, can't you? Right here, you can see something happens right here, and you can see this is like a round shape right here. because and this didn't. I don't think it happened right here. Actually, I don't think it happened where these continents are today. I think that Africa was joined in with this, and I think this all it took place right here where I showed this one, where I'm showing this typhoon. If you take all of that and bring it over here and line it over here, the way that I have it aligned, this crater aligned here, it will all fit into the Pacific Ocean in this area, just like it's supposed to, just like it was when it hit the Earth. The continents will all group together right here in this, where all the subduction is. This subduction is created by impacts, by the moon. I guarantee it, guaranteed. What was the one I was showing? Oh, the one over here in India. If I look at this, the other. Okay, I showed. I'll just do it real quick for you. I'll bring it up and start it all over because I don't know where it is. Probably didn't mark it, or maybe I did. But I'll just do it again. It doesn't matter. It's just as easy to do it again, I think. Just this way you can see how I do this, and you can do it yourself. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory when you can see the pieces fit so nicely. Really. Mare Oriental is a very important crater. Very important, just like the Schrodinger crater. Okay, I got to find my picture right here. Okay, open it. And you see this area right here? This is called the Japanese call this the, oh man, I can't even remember it now. The claw print of mistakes. The claw print of mistakes. At least they do in Sailor Moon. Watch the new Sailor Moon musical. Watch the 10th anniversary and watch the 20th anniversary. It just came out last month on YouTube. You got to wait till you get to about the well. They start talking about it in the first part of it. But look at this. See this area? Look at this. This is India. See that? Okay. So when you look at when you go like this, you hit OK, and then you go like this. You hit your line, your ruler. And you go from the center. Let me see. Am I in the center first? Make sure I'm in the center. Got this centered right and everything. Pretty close. Actually, the center I do believe is more or less right here. Where you see this. See this? That's the center I do believe. So if you go from this spot right here to the other side of the planet with your ruler, and it just go around till it flips. That's the exact opposite. What do we have here? Look at this big bulge in the ocean floor. Huh. Imagine that. What do you got there? Big bulge in the ocean floor where you can see something hit on the other side. Look at that. Look at that. That's a big bulge in the ocean floor from an impact by the moon on the other side of the planet. Directly on the up. Look at this. Right in the middle of this whole bulge. Right here. Okay? That's where it hits. Center's out right there. I just showed you India and all that. And it just happens to fall right on the other side of that bulge. So that impact did take place right here, I do believe. It did happen right in the spot. And that's Mare Oriental Basin reversed over the Earth, over India and Central Asia and whatnot. Simple to do. There you go. See it again? And I mean, you can see, look over here. Look at in Saudi Arabia, this area here. See that corner? Right there? See that? That's right there. Wham. There's the corner. It's a little bit off, but you look at this. You can see all this, everything. I think that's interesting as hell. Because, I mean, look, you're obviously lied to about everything you see and learn on TV and all that shit is the stuff that they want you to learn. They teach you what they want you to know, whether it be the truth or not, and we know that by the 9/11. Look how they fooled everybody with 9/11. Do you think that they couldn't fool you with this? Do you think people think they landed on the moon? I don't think they landed on the moon. I know they didn't land on the moon. I know that 9/11 was an inside job by the oil companies and all them assholes that were involved with the Bush administration. You know, all their buddies that now own Iraq and everything else. So I know that they're capable of pulling this off. I mean, all they got to do is tell you on TV and you'll believe it. Most people will. I mean, I'm not saying you will, but I mean, you just got to keep an open mind because I'm telling you, this is all because of gold that they don't tell you the truth. It started out with that in the beginning, back in ancient times. People knew about this since ancient times. It's not like a new discovery that I just discovered. People know about it because they hide it. They actually hide it all the time in their own little ways. But I mean, they can't completely hide it, but they do try. They try. I mean, look at like Africa. Like I said, in Africa, that's why you get no detail in the land surface here. There's no real detail like you see in America. You know, all the details and lines and stuff like that, real sharp. You don't get that over here because it would show too much. Same with the Himalayas and all that. They don't give you much detail there until you zoom in. You can get detail when you zoom in, but by the time you zoom in, you can't see the rest of the picture, so it doesn't do you much good. But it does work. You'll see. These are all circular patterns on the Earth. See the big circles on the Earth? It's a total pattern. Indonesia, big circle. Marianas Trench, big circle. Just happens to be the deepest place on Earth. Just happens to be that. Australia, the land down under. Look at this. Look at the soil. Look at the Earth there. How dark, how red it is. That is the land down under because the heavies settled to the bottom. This was the bottom of the supercontinent, basically the land down under. It was the lower, because the supercontinent was created in layers. During these eruptions where the moon would hit the Earth, it would create a massive eruption and create a layer over a layer that was already there from the prior impact. It was already pretty much cooled, so the continents had to be created in layers and then separated, then pushed apart by more recent impacts. But I know people think that the moon is always moving away from the Earth. I know all those things. I mean, I've been taught the same thing. But that can't be true. You just think about magnetism. Magnetism, when you've got alike poles, they repel each other. Okay, well, the poles must be alike at the time right now, but they haven't always been. The Earth's poles have reversed many times, they say. So what happens then? The moon is attracted to the Earth, and it impacts it. It might even stay stuck to the Earth for a while. Who knows? Who knows? It's possible. I've thought this myself. They could actually switch places. That's why the Earth becomes the moon, goes into an ice age for thousands of years, and then the moon becomes the Earth. Who knows? Because they're both pretty much the same size. If you look at the prints on the Earth, you will see that the moon is actually bigger than they say. And that's all part of their way of hiding the truth from you, is by telling you it's this size and it's this distance and all this shit so that they can say that they landed on it, even though it's probably much further away than they say. So they probably, I'm sure they never landed on it. And it's all part of hiding the truth, which they do. I mean, the prints are on the Earth. The weather shows it. The weather does not lie. The weather shows the prints of the moon all the time. And you can just see the prints of something here. Okay, there's no other place on the planet like this. It's the only area that's really like that. So, check it out. 5 times, put the moon over the Earth, reversed 5 times the size, they say, and just look at the weather. Like when the moon is full, like it's going to be full in the next couple of days, it usually brings out some nice patterns in the weather. See, it's so nice that they got to shut it down right here. Right over the Marianas Trench. Look at that. They shut that down. How convenient that they do that, because that's like the most obvious place where the moon would have hit the Earth, is right there at the deepest place on Earth, right? So they shut that down. And that's not the first time they've shut that down. It's many times, especially when the moon is full. Especially. Because it usually will create nice patterns on the Earth and the weather. The moon shapes the weather on the Earth. Believe me, it has some power over the Earth's weather. Guaranteed. For sure. Look at this big circle right here. There's an east coast impact too. Mare Oriental. Right in this area. Showed that before too. Perfect fit. I've seen the fault line on the moon, the New Madrid fault line in the weather that helped me align the moon. The one day I saw the New Madrid fault line in the weather, perfectly straight line through here somewhere, right in here, and I lined up the moon perfectly just by looking at that radar right there. It was a perfect alignment. I still got it in here somewhere. But you look for the circular patterns. The weather was a total accident that I accidentally hit that button one day, because I already had a bunch of these craters, the moon craters in place all over the Earth, And then I clicked on the weather, and that just set it off right there. I found so many more absolute impacts by the moon, prints by the moon on the Earth using the weather. It's just undeniable. You can deny it if you want. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. Deny it if you want, but you're missing out on a whole new story of the Earth. Believe me. I mean, it's a cool story. I mean, it's what killed the dinosaurs. I just showed you the one over here. It wasn't just some little piece of shit that killed all the dinosaurs. Give me a break. You know. I mean, it seems like a big deal, you know, but that would be no big deal. It would be, I guess, it would be a big deal, but it wouldn't be as big as killing everything on the planet Earth. And as far as like all of the civilizations that built pyramids and all that, that's because all the continents were together at one time and split up. They were all together. You'd see this area over by Egypt. This area would have been by Egypt at one time. That's why they built pyramids in this area, and they built pyramids over in Egypt, because they were together. I've showed that before. You can see Florida all over. Here's Florida right here. Florida, boom, right there. You see Florida on the land here. You put Florida, and you'll see it up here. It moved all the way pretty much across off the top of this area. Somehow, the layer, as a layer. There's Florida right there. You see it right there. I showed that before too. So check it out. Again. Till next time.